Hey everyone, welcome to Will It Motivate? It is a new series I'm trying out where I take real world materials and I assess, is this going to motivate action or not? Let's check out what we have in store for today. So I recently renewed my driver's license, and I'm not going to show you a picture of the driver's license because it kind of looks like this. And you don't need to see that, you just saw it. This came in the document or in the envelope that my new driver's license came in. There's two sides to this. We're going to dissect both sides. So this is the first side. It's for drivers. And it says C at the top. And it lists a bunch of different bullet points that it wants drivers to do. Let's go ahead and look at these. Yield for pedestrians in crosswalks and at intersections. It's the law. Do not block crosswalks when stopping at intersections. Slow down and obey posted speed limits. Take extra care around schools, playgrounds, and neighborhoods. Always look out for pedestrians, especially before turning at a green light or making a right turn on red. Never run red lights. Be careful when passing stopped vehicles. They might be stopping for pedestrians. Pay attention. Do not text and drive. So suddenly we're yelling at our second to last bullet point. Share the road. It's your responsibility to look for others. Pedestrian safety. It's no accident. I don't exactly know what that means, but this is a lot. And if you've heard me talk about choice overload, this falls into that category. It is just asking me as a driver to do too many things to the point that I'm ignoring all of them. And most people are going to ignore this. So how can we redesign this to be a little bit more effective? Well, ultimately, it comes down to having fewer things and focusing really on the core of what matters in this moment to communicate when someone gets their driver's license. Number one, watch for pedestrians. Let's put this instead of C at the top. Watch for pedestrians. Pedestrians always have the right of way. Stop to let them cross. That covers like 3 or 4 of those different bullets. Always look out for pedestrians. Pay extra attention around schools, playgrounds, and neighborhoods. Okay, be alert. Obey posted speed limits. Right? This covers pretty much everything that we just read, like, 8, 9 bullets on, and is written in a way that is more human. So you're not just yelling at me to do all these things. You're saying, hey, they have the right of way. It's good to look out for them, and you should obey speed limits. Let's look at the flip side of what I received in the mail, which is actually for pedestrians. Be seen. I don't hate that. I don't have a revised version of that. It's better than see. And I get what they're going at, see, be seen, but nobody's reading it that way. They're just flipping this over and saying, oh, this is a lot of bullet points, feels like schoolwork, not going to do it. Let's look at the bullet points here. For pedestrians, cross in marked crosswalks and at intersections. Cool. Use pedestrian push button and wait for signal to cross. Before crossing, look left, right, then left again, and over your shoulder for turning vehicles. I don't even know what that means, by the way. Oh, is there a vehicle turning? Like, when are we doing that? I don't know. Use sidewalks, in case you didn't know that that's what they're there for. Use sidewalks. If there are none, walk facing traffic so you see vehicles and drivers see you. That to me is a top tip. I don't see enough people doing that. We're yelling again, okay? Pay attention. Don't text while crossing. Apparently texting is what gets us to yell at people. Make eye contact with drivers so they see you. Stay visible after dark and in bad weather with light-colored or reflective clothing. Don't step suddenly in front of traffic. I know this isn't funny, but it's funny. Don't just get out in front of a car. Buses and trucks take even longer to stop than other vehicles. Watch out for trucks and buses backing out of parking spaces and driveways. Some of these feel so specific, like they're isolated incidents that somebody had an issue with and they need to communicate it. This is not the space to talk about every single pedestrian scenario that can happen. This is the space to start the conversation by hitting the high notes and then ideally giving people a place to go next, which they don't do, to get even more information about how to be safe when you're out walking as a pedestrian. So let's see how we can redesign this. Cross and marked crosswalks and intersections. I didn't hate that part. I guess it's good to reinforce it. Let's just add to that sentence, right? Let's get rid of these bullet points and talk like people. Use push buttons and wait for signal to cross. I don't think we have to all capitalize wait. Let's just put it here. Underline it if you need to. Okay. Look left, right, and left again before crossing. Stay alert. Stay alert to me is a replacement of texting. Don't yell at people for texting and like looking over your shoulder. Stay alert. And I think the left, right, left thing, I learned that as a kid. I think it's a really good, kind of thing to remember and a thing to follow, whether you're driving or walking. Let's keep it in, right? Seems basic, but it's great to keep reinforcing the basics. Walk facing traffic when not using sidewalks so you can see vehicles. I don't think we have to remind people to use sidewalks, but let's talk about when they're not using sidewalks, walk when facing traffic so they can see you. I'm ditching the eye contact thing because I think that could get people in trouble in certain situations. Stay visible after dark and in bad weather. We can add the light colored clothing or whatever. That's fine, but make sure people know that they need to stay visible because people can't see them. So this is how I would redesign that. As is, will it motivate? I think I'm going to put it somewhere like here. Not really. If somebody bothers to read it, there's going to be something interesting there. So I don't want to ding them completely on that. But it's not doing anything to motivate people to drive safer, or walk safer. So it could do more. It could work harder for it, even though I know they put a lot into it to try to make it work as hard as possible. But it's not. So let's hopefully get it to here in future iterations of whoever's in charge of making those pamphlet or envelope inserts. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Will It Motivate? Stay tuned for more. If you have something you want me to assess and judge, send it to me. I love looking at stuff. I love criticizing stuff. So give me a shout. Thanks.